I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm in the driveway. It was after a family get together and giving my mom a hug goodbye. And she's like, Anita, no more, don't lose more weight. You don't need to lose more weight. You're getting too skinny. Something like that. Okay. I remember also, and I'm talking about, right around the time that I had hit my fat loss goals. I was excited about my fat loss journey because this is the last time I was going to lose fat, be on a fat loss journey anyway. And then there was also, my loving country boy telling me, don't get so bowed up. Be careful you're not getting bowed up. Family can mean well. But yeah, just things are so different when you choose a different path for your life when it comes to your fitness and your health and friends and family and people in your life. They may not completely understand what's going on, how you're going about things. And, it's not even to get upset about. It's just something to recognize and be aware of and know that the intent, at least in my case, the intentions were good. Although I will say there were some people in my life that without knowing it, they were sabotaging or impacting my life in a negative way. Even though I was on a path for my health and my fitness. Something going on here with my microphone. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. And I'm really very inspired to talk about this today because we had a brand new member to Rock That Fitness join us. And I'm going to share a little bit about how I got inspired to do this episode. But first, um, I want to give you a little update. This past weekend, Country Boy and I went on a bike ride. It was so fun. It wasn't what we expected. Okay. We went out to Kerrville, Texas. This is one of our favorite places to bike ride off road with our bikes, and he's got his motorcycle bike. I call it his motorcycle. It's an e-bike. I know I make fun of him. I'm so glad. Like he's really come around, by the way, with his accepting me picking on him. He's being a really good sport about it a lot lately. So we're going through the trails, and I've been calling it his motorcycle. Anyway, we went there. The weather has been so beautiful for weeks, right? We're like, spring is in the air. The weather is great. We didn't expect that it was going to do what it did when we got to Kerrville this past weekend. And it was a torrential downpour, thunderstorm, lightning like crazy pouring down this past weekend that night when we got there. So it rained all night. So the next day, it was kind of chilly out. It was wet, still kind of sprinkling and raining. And I'm like, man, the trails are going to be so wet and muddy. They're going to be slippery. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little concerned about it, especially with my shoulder recovering and slipping in rocks and mud and falling on a shoulder that's injured from a bike ride. Like that's not a good recipe. But just long story short, we had a blast. We went ahead and we took the trails. Yes, it was slippery. Our bikes are so muddy. I've got a lot of work to do on our bikes this weekend. I gotta clean the bikes. I gotta service them, all the things. And I enjoy it. Just gotta put the time into it. Anyway, it was fun. What was funny is that I really think that, sometimes some of the hardest, toughest things that you go through with somebody can be some of the best. And we definitely have left the weekend with some great memories on that trail. Loose rocks, very slippery, muddy, dirty, and fun and funny. So it was one of the best rides we had, best getaways that we've had. We're looking forward to some more. We've got some in the works, in the plans. So looking forward to that. Also, something crazy that I haven't said or mentioned in a while. I'm preparing for going on a trip at the end of this month. Oh my goodness, it's coming fast. I am taking a trip to Spain to visit my family. It's my mom's whole side of her family is in Spain. In case you don't know, my mom is from Spain. So I'm preparing for a 10-day getaway. Well, 2 of those days are obviously going to be, traveling there and then traveling back, but a good solid 8 days there, I suppose. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared. I'm a little bit scared, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Yeah, so that's coming at the end of this month into the first week of May. And so that's kind of my update, in case you're curious. A little update on my health and my fitness. I believe, well, since the injury, these injuries, they come in, they happen in your life, and you have to adjust. So I had to, I don't know if I just necessarily adjusted my calories. Remember, I was working on finding my maintenance now that I'm on hormone replacement therapy, and I am not putting out as much intensity in my workouts now. So yeah, it kind of put me in this strange place where I had thought I'd found my maintenance, which I think I have actually. So I am at that place now. Things are good. I found that maintenance spot, and that's not always going to be the same for us. Maintenance can be different in different phases of our life. So that's work. That takes time. It takes, tracking. And I did the work. So I know where I'm at. And it feels really good to know that. Solid. So if you're working on that, girl, keep that up. Okay. All right. Enough about me. I'm excited about this episode, and I'm really excited about why I got inspired to talk about our peers and the people we surround ourselves with. So I put together some notes, some things here quickly to talk about this. Hopefully, this won't be a really long message, but I think you're going to love it. I'm excited about this. I hope you are too. So let's dive in. So we onboarded several wonderful ladies into Rock That Fitness, new members of Rock That Fitness this past week, and it's been really fun. All of them came from Jumpstart, the 7-day free Jumpstart um, challenge that I did, the Rockstar Body Jumpstart. That was the second round of it, which it was so great. And I feel like no matter every time we do something, every time I roll something out and I do it again, it just gets better, right? Because anything you're doing, you're putting in the reps and it gets better. I learn more. And it's just, I don't know. I'm getting better. The people that are coming in are getting better, I guess. But Jumpstart turned out fantastic. And ladies, all of you, once again, I'm going to just thank you again for being a part of that challenge. And just even if you didn't join Rock That Finish, you're still a rock star. And I just appreciate each and every one of you for being a part of that. We're bonded. Okay. We're bonded for life. We did Jumpstart together. Anyways, we had several new members come in. And ladies, if you're new to Rock That Fitness, I am just bursting with excitement to get to know you better and work alongside you so you can reach your dream goals in your fitness and your health. I'm so pumped. But one in particular, we had some of the ladies had come into the Jumpstart and kind of gave a little reason why they decided to carry on their fitness journey inside of Rock That Fitness. This one really stood out to me, and I had to share because I think that a lot of women, especially our age, as we're aging, we're past the age of 40, even in 50, and especially if you end up moving, like transplanting your life from one place to another, it's really hard. It gets challenging to find other women to connect with and be friends with and have peers, peers that encourage you, support you, that, you know, those people that believe in you and think the best of you and want the best for you, right? Anyway, it's really tough. So a lot of women are trying to do their fitness journey on their own, and I applaud you for that. It's not an easy road. But anyway, one of our new members, I'm excited to share this. I'm going to share this letter. It was a letter, but it's something that she wrote inside of the Jumpstart. This was the reason. She basically gave her reason for joining Rock That Fitness. This is Candace Luther. Candace, I can't thank you enough for giving me permission to share this. You're a true rock star through and through. And here's what she said. I decided to join Rock That Fitness because I'm seeking community, motivation, support of like minded women my age, and to learn how to get the body I envision. I love that. Have a dream. Nothing wrong with that. Have a dream vision for yourself, for your body. Then she goes on to talk about her um, you know, challenging times with friends trying to be accountable to each other, try to be, uh, you know, do the do the diets together, and that not working out. But she said, I finally decided that I have to get off this merry-go-round and really change my health if I wanted to see my grandchildren grow up. Crazy how getting serious about my health also caused me to lose friendships and even family support. It's not totally their fault. I had to stop going out for drinks, going out to eat. So I isolated myself from friends because it wasn't conducive with my goal. I want to put in a little side note here. I understand this, and sometimes we need to do that for ourselves, but not long term, right? That's not sustainable. But I totally understand what Candace is saying here. And I also did a similar thing for myself. Then I distanced myself, she says, even further when the conversations were, you're too skinny, you are done, you don't need to lose any more weight. Funny how people feel it's okay to negatively comment on your health when you're getting healthy, but no one ever said to me, you're killing yourself. You need to make a change when my body was blown up. Couldn't walk a half a mile without being out of breath. Needed 3 cardiac stents and spent most of my days in bed. Wow. It's been a very lonely road, and I have been spinning my wheels unmotivated for more than a year, maintaining by a thread and going nowhere. Again, it's always something, another excuse. I have no one to go for a walk with. I don't want to go to the gym alone. Another ache and pain getting in my way. I'm desperately wanting to get the body I envisioned when I started this journey. I have to dig in again to take my power back and drop the excuse queen title. I love that. We got to take our power back and drop the excuses. Beautiful. Love it. I had been watching Anna for some time, loved her energy, and found her inspirational. So I joined the 7-day jump, and I still have a ton to learn. I really want to learn how to keep it off and transform, sculpt my body using weights. I absolutely love this community. So I decided to keep going. I believe RTF is the tool I need to help me reach my goal, not looking for a push or a pull, but I do need someone who's strong enough to set it straight and kick me in the A when I need it. I'm betting on Anna and Abby. Yes, we're here for you, girl. So and then she says that she almost deleted this message. I'm so glad that you didn't delete this, Candace. Thank you. She said, Anna, if you were in my head. If you were thinking it, someone else maybe too. So, so true. So she says, podcast idea. If you don't already have one, losing friends when getting healthy, how to deal with it and keeping your mindset. Making new friends when you get a new you, not easy to do at our age. So this is why I am so pumped to just talk about this a little bit today. It really is it's a real deal. I mean, isn't it more challenging, first of all, to make friends and to it's already challenging as it is at this age, right? That we're not I don't know. Maybe you have it. I don't think it's as easy, especially when you have goals, especially when you are a woman that is working towards healthy living, being fit. You have a healthy, fit lifestyle. But I'm going to talk a little bit about this and what we can do. So it's already challenging as we age to begin with, but then it becomes even more challenging if we don't take action to make some changes when it comes to our peer group and the people that we surround ourselves with. So, a little personal note. Should I share this? Why this is the other reason why I'm excited about talking about this, because I really get this. I really, really get this on a level. I remember when I was pretty much reaching my fat loss goals, right? I had already lost the weight. I was already strong, fit, did all of that. And I didn't do that necessarily with a group of people. I mean, it was online. But you know what? People online can be real friends. And I'm going to be the first to admit I'm your real friend. I am your real friend. If you follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, what you see is what you get. And I am really your friend. Okay. So if, if you're that way, we're vibing, then, it's true. We're really friends and you can find real friends. So I had that, I don't know, support. I don't know what you want to call it. But you can have support online. Okay. But I didn't really necessarily have any like friends in person. So one of the things I decided to do is when I would be on Facebook, I would see these people locally getting together in a group to ride their bikes. This group is it's a great. There's actually several groups now in Corpus Christi, but they were just a wide variety of people getting together every weekend, like on Saturday, to go on these long road rides, road cycling. And they would post pictures. You could tell they were having a great time. And I was like, wow, I think I need this. I love bike riding and I think I need this in my life. And the reason I thought about that was because I thought, you know what? These are people that care about their health. These are people that care about their body and their fitness. And so I thought, what better way to surround myself and get that influence in my life of other people that want to do things active, outdoors, fitnessy things. And so I joined this group. I was scared. I ain't gonna lie about it. I'm like, I can't even ride my bike 7 miles. I asked how many miles they were riding. I messaged the leader, like, how many miles do y'all ride? And they said the minimum was like 20. The like, I don't know, the more beginner intermediate group rode 20, and then they went up to 35, 40, that, whatever. And I was like, oh, I got to work this up. So I started working on, my fitness, riding my bike, on my trainer at home. I wanted to get up to pretty close to those miles so I could go join this group and be around these people. That was my motivation. So just a little story there about, I don't know if you want to know about the rest of that story. It turned out great. Made some great friends. I'm still very connected, and from time to time, I'm riding with them. That's another story. But this is one of the things I did for myself. And so that's what Candace did. She joined Rock That Fitness. And so I want to talk about a few things here. You ever notice, this is the thing, how our motivation just skyrockets, right? When we get around other people who are go-getters. It's contagious, isn't it? And what about, when you're in the right community, it can just be, it's a game. It truly is a game changer. And how your peer group, uh, what I want to talk about is how, hold on, drink a little swig of water. What I want to talk about is how your peer group might be like the hidden key to your success, or it could be the hidden key to your lack of success or your setbacks. And I love this quote that I want to read to you. It's by Tony Robbins. You've probably heard it before, but I think it has a lot of truth. He says, your life is a direct reflection of the expectations of your peer group. So let that sink in. Your life is a direct reflection of the expectations of your peer group. So hopefully throughout this episode, you can start thinking to yourself about your peer group, about the people that you tend to spend the most time with. One of the other things I want to share, and by the way, I have to mention that some of the things that I'm going to share in here are things that I have learned from my mentor, one of my wonderful mentors. I love him so much, Brad Bizjack, and he's a mindset coach. And I've learned some things from him, and I'm going to share some of these things. And one of the things I want to share is the association, the concept of association with the people in our lives. And this is something that, stood out to me, which I love this concept. And I want to share it with you. These three types of associations that we can have with people in our lives. And I feel like it's really important to kind of separate these out. When you think about the people in your life, think about how they fit into these categories. Okay. It's okay to categorize. It helps us understand how we relate to others and how they impact our life. So there are these three: expanded association, limited association, and no association. So expanded association, these are the folks that challenge you to grow and change. Aren't they the best? I think they're the best. They're your support. They're helping you on your personal growth journey. They're my favorite. They're my favorite because I love being challenged and growing and getting better. Okay, that's expanded association. Number two, limited association. These are the people in your family or someone you enjoy an activity with, you can go get coffee with, just casual friends. Okay, they're not in your life as the people to push you to grow. They're not necessarily supportive for your goals either. I mean, I guess they could be, but these are the people that you are limited association with. And then there's the no association, and those are the people that would be extremely toxic. Got to stay away from those, right? So I just wanted to throw that out there because I think it's important to distinguish that who we're spending the most time with, and no, our associations are going to impact people. So the next few points that I'm going to talk about are some life hacks that no one talks about. Friends versus peers. There is a difference. How the wrong peer group can sabotage your goals. Love your family. Pick your peer group. You've heard this one, right? Love your family. Pick your friends. Creating your board of directors. Here's a great concept I can't wait to share with you. And 2 ways to level up your community. And then I'll wrap up. So here's obviously one of the biggest life hacks that we can have in our fitness journey. And all of this, I want you to kind of think about how this applies to you in your fitness journey. And also, I'm going to say this, I have to, Rock That Fitness is that type of community for our women, because let's face it, look around in real life. Well, everything is real, even online is real life, but look around your life, in person life, and you'll see that most people are not concerned about their health and their fitness. Okay. Most people are not worried or concerned about growing in their personal growth, their personal development in their lives, and up leveling and doing the next challenge. Right. But Rock That Fitness, the community, the members, are women who are like-minded, strong women who have goals, who they have busy lives. They are, they're working on themselves. They're working on being better moms, better grandmothers, better sisters, daughters, friends. And in this community, all of these women, rock star ladies, we are working on ourselves and we are improving our health and our fitness and being surrounded with other women. Whether you're having a tough time, we all have lifey times, but we're there for each other and we're not making excuses, and we're there to push each other, encourage each other. Like, hey girl, you're having a hard time and it's tough, right? We can have our little pity party, but now it's time to get up and go, right? So that's the beauty of being in a community. So I got to say that, right? And so this is where this is all coming from. So, one of the greatest, this is a quote from my mentor, one of the greatest life hacks in the world is selecting your peer group intelligently. You are, and I know you've heard this, but it's worth mentioning again. We are actually going to be the average of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. We're impacted. We are influenced. There's no getting around this. So if you think, and believe me, I've been there, I have thought to myself, oh, I can still hang out with this group and I can still do this on a regular basis. It's not going to impact me. Let's get some honesty and let's get some the truth. Okay. It's proven. We really are going to be like the average of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. So think about that right now with the average of the 5 people that you tend to spend time with. Reflect on that. Who are those in your life right now? Now let's talk about friends versus peers. There is a difference. Okay. A friend can support you, but a peer is going to challenge you. And that's the whole point. They're going to challenge you to rise to the occasion. They're going to challenge you to be your higher self, to work on becoming the higher version of yourself. And they believe in you and they know and they have a vision for you, maybe sometimes even higher than you see of yourself. So those are the people, right? The peers. The peers are going to challenge you. Um, who are those people in your life? Because, a friend, this is something that, this is one of the things that I'm very, very serious about inside of Rock That Fitness is that we are not, I mean, yes, we're friends, but we are in here to challenge each other inside of Rock That Fitness. So we're not going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry that you're going through that. And it's such a, we're just going to pity you. We're not, this is not the place for that. Now we will understand and totally feel the feelings and get where you're at. But we're also going to encourage you and help you, encourage you to move on. Let's get going, girl. What's next, right? Because we're human. We are going to have emotions. We are going to have bad days. We are going to be in a funk for a few days. I've just been through some funky days myself. But what's different, right, is that your peers aren't going to let you stay there. They're going to come check on you. Hey, how's it going? Okay, it's been a few days now. It's time. It's time to rise up. It's time to get up now, girl. Let's go. So think about that for yourself, right? And friends, sometimes what friends do, people in your life that are not your peers in terms of your health and your fitness, they're going to say things like, you deserve a cheat night. Oh, you've been so good. Just have it. Just have the dessert, or come on out to happy hour, and you can do that, right? Have one drink or have no drinks and have a mocktail. And those people too, they are like the pushers. They like to say like, oh, come on, you can't even have one, just one drink, you know, um, y'all, not that I'm not here to judge one way or the other how you do that. I'm just saying your peers who know that you have goals and you have set standard for yourself, you set goals for yourself, they're the ones that they're not going to get in your way. They're going to encourage you. You might have to remind them, oh, I'm doing it. Oh, I'm right here. Oh, you know what? I'm going to skip it too. Good friendships, right? So they're the ones that are going to support you on your health and your fitness journey. They're the ones that are going to say, when you feel like giving up on yourself, they're the ones that are going to say, hey, you've come too far on your journey. Look at how far you've come. Okay, let's stay on track. They're not here to sabotage you. They're not here to be, a stumbling block to you. So that's a difference, right? A friend wants to just like coddle you, like, oh, oh yeah. And then you both get into this like complain session, like whiny session about, oh yeah, and then this and that. And oh, it's so awful. It's that negative energy, right? What do we always say? What you focus on, like where your focus goes, your energy flows. Yeah, your friends, they're going to be focused on all kinds of things that are not necessarily your health and fitness goals. So, all right, that's a side note. I know, I'm going to talk about that. So let's talk about how the wrong peer group can sabotage your goals. So can you think of, I'm sure you are already thinking of situations where you've had times when you're at an event or some kind of situation, where they're not even doing it on purpose. They don't do it on purpose. I don't believe, that's not a friend. So I guess that's another distinguishing factor. Do you have an enemy, a frenemy? Because that person is going to be sabotaging you on purpose, but acting like your friend. But your friends, they don't do that on purpose. They're not like, oh, come on, have some pizza, have another one. And they're not doing that on purpose to sabotage you, even though it is sabotaging. I'm just trying to distinguish the difference, right? But think about your groups of people and the wrong peer group, who you're hanging out with, because over time, it's very subtle, and we can say to ourselves, and we can convince ourselves that we can continue to hang out with these groups of people that are not of the same mindset, that don't have the same goals and dreams. They don't have the same health and fitness aspirations. And we can say to ourselves that it's not going to impact us. But the bottom line is, and the truth is, and I'm always going to give it to you real, girl, that the truth is it is impacting you, because where your focus goes, your energy flows. So when you're in this peer group on a regular basis, you have no, your brain is exposed to those thought processes, to those behaviors, and all the things that are going on with that peer group that's not in alignment with your health and your fitness goals. I don't know. This could be stepping on toes today. Boy, I've been getting spicy lately. I'm stepping on toes left and right. But you know why I'm doing this? Because, girl, I care about you. I genuinely, I know, and you might be thinking, how does this girl all the way over there in South Texas really love and care about me? Well, I do. I really do. My heart and soul, I understand. I get it. And so I love you enough to say, if you continue to spend a lot of time in this peer group that is not in the same, doesn't have the same goals, same health and fitness aspirations, it's going to rub off. That too is contagious in the other way, right? Because you're gradually, you might have standards, but the more you spend time with these people that don't have those standards, the more your standards are going to erode and get, pushed aside. So we have to surround ourselves with a supportive type of group, right? Like Rock That Venice. Okay. Because we're not going to be, if we're not, especially if you're not feeling the support at home, you got to have a peer group that's going to be your support. Okay. Because even home can be sabotaging. The family can be sabotaging. We have to wake up and be wise to this, because slowly over time it does kick in. I mean, think about this. I know for myself, we train people how to treat us and what to expect of us. So I know that for myself in the beginning, when I was in my health and my fitness, or when I was in my fat loss journey, when we would have family get-togethers, and I'm not going to name any names, people bringing whatever, and they would be disappointed because I opted out of that beverage, or I opted out of that dessert, or whatever the food item is, that for that period of time I wasn't eating it. They would get upset. They would be very, very upset. And it can be a challenge. It is a challenge. It's not easy, right? Because we want to please. I don't know about you. I don't ever want to hurt anybody's feelings, especially if they made something especially for me. And this happens, actually, it's continues to happen with my mom, which I love. I love me mama, but she will make something for me, and I've had to learn to say no. And I'm not here to hurt her feelings. I mean, she's my mom, but she has grown to learn. And she's just like, oh, Anita, I don't know if you're going to want this or not. I know you don't want it. You don't want it. You don't want it. But I made this. Do you want it? Do you want it? Now she's like, I taught her, right? Obviously, we train the people in our lives what we expect, how we're living. And if they don't respect you, if they get mad about it, and they don't want to have anything to do with you, or they're just like really upset, then like that's not supportive. Yeah, I don't want to please somebody that is not supporting me. Anyways, but anyway, back to the concept about our peer group. We will at some point. It's not that we have to completely. I mean, there may be, if you have toxic people in your life, you don't want to have that. You want to have complete separation in that association. I mean, straight up. Okay. But if they're not toxic, but they don't have the same goals and aspirations in your health and fitness, that doesn't mean you have to completely cut off ties. I think completely cutting off ties happens when people don't have respect for you as a person and respect for your goals. I think that's the part that's different, right? Somebody has no respect for your goals. That's where you might have to completely cut it off, or you just limit your time. And I can speak from experience on this from certain people in my life, that I would specifically say, I need this from you. Can you do this so that I can fulfill and they could not. And I'm not even going to get the details of that because I don't want to get into that. But when I realized that these people were not able to be supportive, it's I was not angry at them. It's my job. It's my responsibility to hold myself accountable and to put myself in the situation and do what I need to do for my goals. I take full responsibility for that. I don't blame anybody. So they just don't have the capacity to be that person for me. So I have limited my time with them. And yes, this has been a slow process over time in my life. I think this happens as we grow in our personal development, as we grow. And not everybody's going to grow. Some people don't want to do that personal development work in their lives. It's not my job to do that for them, but some people are not going to do that. And this is something that I'm I'm really big on inside of Rock That Fitness and all of our clients. Uh, if you are not committed to working on yourself, then it's not going to work out. I mean, just the bottom line. I'm going to tell you straight up, real talk. If you want to have long lasting change in your health and your fitness, you're going to have to work on yourself. So, yeah. All right. Next one. Well, I already said, love your family, pick your peer group. I'd already kind of talked about that. Yeah. In my notes I have here. Okay, so I don't even need to go into these notes because I just talked about that. Your family or some of your friends may not be the best fitness support system for you. And that's okay. That's totally okay. That's why the people that you choose as your peer group matters. And if you don't have a peer group, it's time to start looking for one, girl, especially if you want to truly have the support and you don't need to do it on your own. So don't expect, we've got to let go of the expectation that our family can be that support for us. I mean, it's nice. I would love that, right? Even Country Boy, he's supportive. I think my family was, not so supportive in the beginning, but it's not the lack of love. They love me. They weren't supportive because it was something new, right? It's hard when somebody changes. But over time, as I established what I stood for and what I was doing for myself, it became understood and the respect is there. So I just want to encourage you in that if that's where you're at, you're working on your peer group and you're working on disassociating receiving support from people who don't have it to give you. And, no shade to them, nothing to get mad about. If somebody doesn't have that to give you, we got to let that go. We can't be trying to, what do they say that? Squeeze juice from something that if there's no juice to squeeze, stop squeezing. There's no juice. All right. So next one. This one is the concept of creating your board of directors. So the metaphor here is just kind of viewing your life like a business. This is fun. I'm not an expert in business. I have been learning about business since I've started Rock That Fitness for over 5 years now. So I'm liking this business idea here, this metaphor. You choose who sits on your board, right? The people who make the decisions at the table. So we have to choose these people wisely for our business to be successful, for our life to be successful. So write these things down if you want to for notes for yourself. I want you to take a moment to truly think about the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And it doesn't even have to be in person, right? Because these days, the internet, it's a lot of time spent with people online. It could be those people as well. I know I have peers. Most all my peers are online. And thank God I get to see them in person from time to time. But yeah, think about those 5 people. All right. Then I want you to think about qualities that you would want your ideal accountability partner to have. What are some qualities that you would want your ideal accountability partner to have? Okay. Now, think about those 5 people and think about those qualities you would want in an accountability partner. And are they in alignment? Something to think about. How much alignment do you see between those 2 things? Okay. So even if you are, let's see, how can I put this? No, I'm not going to go there. Yeah. So anyway, back to the 5 people. This is your board of directors. These people that you have chosen to be the 5 people that you spend the most time with, they are your board of directors because you're listening to these things. They're coming into your mind. You are considering the thoughts of these people. It doesn't matter, okay, who they are in terms of whoever they are, they're the 5 people that you spend the most time with. It's still impacting you. It's impacting your goals. It's impacting your life in general. Um, and if you are, this is something that I've kind of really, really been thinking a lot about myself in the past couple of years, is that if you are the best person, if you are the best in your circle of people, if you are the one with the highest standards, the highest goals, you're, getting after it, and you're the one at the top with the highest standards and the best in the circle, then you're not in the right circle for the most part. I don't even remember where I read this or heard this, but I want to be, this is coming from mentorship. This is why it's so important to have coaching in your life. I have coaching. I love it. I love it because I love being challenged and growing in my personal growth. Something to think about. If your circle of people are the people that you feel like you're the smartest in, like you're always there for people, answering questions, they're always coming to you, then that's not the circle that we really want to spend the most time in. If we want to be challenged, we need to be in a group of people that, like in business, this is me. I want to be in the group of people that I'm the dumbest. And that's kind of scary, but that's where I'm going to learn and grow. This takes me back to a time when I started playing guitar. I barely could strum a chord. And I remember I was in Young Life. I was part of these Young Life leaders, and they said, just bring your guitar, just bring your guitar. So I would play along with these people they were amazing on guitar. I was terrible. I'm like, bing, bing, bing. But the more I played with them, the better I got. I'm strumming. I would follow their lead, follow the rhythm, and I got better. I would show up every week with my guitar, following along with these people that were so great on the guitar. And that's how I got better at the guitar. I was the dumbest at the guitar, but I was with the smartest people that played guitar, and I got better. Same concept here, right? We want to be with the people who are ahead of us. Even most recently, in the last couple of months, I hired a new business coach. Oh my gosh, she's light years ahead of me in business. I feel this tiny. No, she's amazing. She truly is. But I have put myself in that place, right? And you might be saying to yourself, and this is kind of going to take me into the next part of this. So this is the next part of this. The last point I want to make is about this community and how can we put ourselves in that space of people that are going to challenge us? How can we be surrounded with that peer group? Because for me, I don't know about you, but what I have learned is that if I really want to be in those spaces, I'm going to have to pay for it. I pay for it. I pay for it to get into those spaces, into the networking groups of people that are challenging each other. I'm in group coaching. I'm in groups. I'm being coached in business, as well as in my own personal mindset stuff. But I pay for a coach in business one-on-one. So if we want to level up and make sure that we are the dumbest person, I love that. It's not easy. We have to get the ego out of the way. And I'm doing that every day, but it's the best thing we can do for our personal growth, for our health and our fitness, for making changes faster, right? Because a mentor or being in a peer group that's ahead of you, these people are going to help you get to your goals faster than ever. It's like rocket fuel. You're going to blast off when you're with these people or when you're with a coach one-on-one. So that's my encouragement to you. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this up. And I want you to just reflect on these things that I talked about. So if you are in a community that's not helping you, that's not helping you become the best version, the better version of yourself, then let's rethink this, right? If you're on your fat loss journey, you want to lose fat, you want to get strong, you want to build confidence in yourself and your mindset. Who are the people that you're spending the most time with? Yeah. Who are your board of directors? So if this resonates with you, if this topic, if this episode resonates with you, you found value in it and it was helpful, and you think somebody else could learn from this or find value in it, please share it. I would love for you to share this episode with somebody out there. And if you're not in Rock That Fitness, well, we just closed the doors to Rock That Fitness. So the next open registration, I don't know exactly when it's going to be. My plan is in the fall. So as of now, I don't have plans to open up Rockstar or Rock That Fitness membership. But there may be some opportunities coming up. I don't know when. Maybe. I don't know. Going to be brainstorming some ideas of what we might be doing in the summer. Maybe I'll do a challenge here and there. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a webinar. If you have any recommendations or if you have any suggestions, let me know. But I typically like to, when I do those things, it's for you to get to know me as a coach. It's for you to get some wins. And get some skills built up in those challenges, or even in a webinar where I can say, hey, you want to come on in and bring you on in to Rock That Fitness. So you know what's going on. I want you to be fully informed. So yeah, because this is the place to be, girl. Ladies, if you are over 40 and you have been trying to go this at alone, a couple of weeks ago, I did an episode about how going it alone is not the best. It can be frustrating. It's nice. It is so nice and peaceful and feels so good to have a rock star band of women who are going to back you up, where you can go and say, oh my gosh, this is what's going on in my family, and this is what happened for dinner, and this is what I did instead. And then your rock star sisters are like, way to go, girl. We got you. And you did great. That is the power to give you that affirmation, to let you know you're on the right track, to let you know you're not alone. It's not a good thing to be all alone. And honestly, never does anybody ever do anything great and amazing alone. It's true. Nothing is happening great when you're all alone. So, well, that was my episode for today. Is this so excited? Candace, thank you for sharing inside of the Jumpstart group. The reason that you decided to come on board and to Rock That Fitness. Truly appreciate your heartfelt share about that, because I know that there are a lot of women out there that are not feeling supported, that are working on their fat loss journey, and they feel like they are just spinning their wheels, and it's just hard. It's just hard to do it alone. So yeah, find a community, get with some people. Even if what is an activity that you like to, I know there's a lot of activities out there. Find something to get active with and be around those people that love to take care of their bodies and move and stay fit, whatever that is. Go. Some of y'all I know are playing pickleball. I've never played pickleball. I don't even have a plan to play pickleball, but if I get a chance, I'll try it. But yeah, find a group of people to do something, and do it scared. Find them. Look up what's going on in your community. Get a friend. Say, hey, let's go check this out. You'll be amazed at what you can do. Something new. Okay. Life's too short to just try to be doing everything on your own. And it's not fun all alone. Got to have fun. Let's do this and have a great time. Well, that's all I got for you, girl. Again, thank you, Candace, for the inspiration for this episode. Would love to hear any feedback that you have about any of these topics. And if you have a topic that you want me to talk about, I would love to talk about whatever we can connect on that would help inspire you, motivate you, and be helpful in any way. So that's it. Thank you so much for your time. I value this so much that you took the time to listen to this podcast episode. Thank you, all of you ladies that listen on a regular basis every single week. This is our podcast. This is ours. And I thank you for being here and being part of this community. I love you so, so very much. Yeah, that's all I got. So self-care, self-love all day, every day, in every way. Do I have your word? Good. Rock on.